Hey YouTube. There you are. Alright, so today's video I wanted to talk about what's been going on in the news, and I also wanted to share a story from one of my subscribers. Now, if you've been watching the news or you've been paying attention at all online or whatever, you'll know that Bernie Sanders won a freaking amazing victory in Wisconsin. Now, why is this important? Well, for a couple reasons. One, we had the voter ID laws passed in Wisconsin that turned away a lot of new voters. Based on the exit polling data, a lot of the people, like a greater majority of people who voted in Wisconsin, were people who should, under normal circumstances, vote for Hillary. The majority of people who turned out to vote were people who voted in the 2008 elections on the Democratic side. I'm not sure about the numbers for independents. Now, that's a big deal, because what that means is that Bernie is pulling people who the media is still classifying as Hillary's core demographic. Another very big thing to get out of Wisconsin was that Bernie Sanders' supporters were able to neutralize the effects of the voter ID laws by doing early voting. We flipped it around. We're now using Hillary's strategy against her. And you can see the effects that it had in Wisconsin. It was an absolute blowout. If you look at the map of Wisconsin, I think Hillary only won 3 counties. Bernie pretty much swept the entire state. It was a big deal, man. It was a really big deal. Now, because of that win, and because of the fact that Bernie has won 7 states now in a row, you're definitely seeing a shift in the strategy employed by the Clinton campaign. They've gone a lot more negative, and they're attacking the hell out of him, throwing everything at him. Now, the reason why they're doing this is because, one, they're scared, and two, because they think they already have New York locked up. Now, what do I mean by that? New York, unlike Wisconsin, is a closed primary, which means that you had to have registered to vote by March 26th to be able to participate in the elections. Now, if you look at polling data, it showed that Bernie was down by about 10 or 12 points among registered Democrats on March 26th. So if you just pay attention to just the numbers, it seems as if Bernie has already lost New York. The fact is, though, that's not nearly true. The reality is that a lot of the people who are voting for Bernie are first-time voters. People who have registered to the Democratic Party are Republicans and independents who changed their affiliation to vote for Bernie Sanders. So that's a huge part of the electorate that is not being considered. And also why, if you look at a lot of the polling data, you'll notice a very interesting trend that in almost every single case, once Bernie gets within 5 to 10 points of Hillary, he either wins the state outright or he ties with her. It's always a very close race. And that's the effect of the independents and the Republicans, their votes, and first-time voters who aren't accounted for in any of the polling data that we're seeing. So all that being said, what do we have to do now to make sure that we can win this thing? And it's very important to get out there and talk to people. Canvass, phone bank, do whatever you have to. We have to close the gap. because we're pretty close. And I think we can win. Hillary Clinton has finally agreed to a debate on April 14th. This is after, dodging Bernie and talking all kind of shit for the last couple of days. She is scared and desperate, and they're using all kind of stupid attacks right now and, really flexing their muscle and manipulation over the media to try to make some headway. This is actually good news because this is the same stupid strategy that she employed against Obama. And hopefully it will have the same effect of just pissing people off and letting them see the kind of person who she is. That she's somebody who just wants power and will lie, cheat, do whatever just to get power. That's the reason why people didn't vote for her in 2008. They voted for somebody who had a vision for the future. And they'll do the same thing this time. But we cannot, under any circumstances, give up. So turn off your TV and keep on fighting. Now, all that said, I wanted to share a story that one of my subscribers had sent me. And this guy, him and his wife, they both live in California. They're 37 and 38 years old. Both of them have never voted before in their entire life. Both of them are already registered to go vote for Bernie Sanders. And they absolutely cannot wait to do it. That's inspiring, man. He also told me about what happened in Nevada, that his friend actually went to the convention and was chosen as one of the delegates to go represent the county at the county level to go vote in the state convention. And he talked about the scene and about what happened there. We're living in a very, very special time, and we definitely have the momentum and the energy on our side, and people are inspired and excited. And this is the thing that Bernie Sanders has, the effect that he has, that Hillary Clinton just does not have, and why I think ultimately Bernie will win. The reason why is for something that the Washington establishment and the media will never understand. It's the effect of hope and giving people a reason to vote. It doesn't matter about your political connections. It doesn't matter about how many jobs you've had in the past and all of that stuff. What matters is your vision and how you make people feel and how you're able to communicate to them. Trying to get people to vote for you just out of fear of Donald Trump, that's not going to motivate a lot of people. You might motivate some, but that's not going to inspire people. What you need is a candidate that will inspire you to be greater than who you are. That's how Democrats win. Barack Obama did this. JFK did this. Look up a couple of JFK's campaign speeches. FDR was the biggest example of that. And I'm showing the power of that, of having vision, the power of hope. We're going to win this thing. Feel the burn.